What up?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, nothing much, brother. Hey, we got an intro.
We got big things this year, man. We got an intro now.
Hey, y'all want to see that again? Nah, I ain't gonna play it again. But hey, we have a whole intro. Hey, we're about business this year. But welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Man, let's get to business, man. It feels good to be back, man. We've been off for a little while, but how you been, man?
Man, I've been great, man. Cannot complain at all, man. Thriving, feeling good, looking good. Added a couple more grades, but hey, I'm good, brother. How about you?
Hey man, I'm good, man. You know, this year is gonna be the year, man. Everybody locked in, man. I feel like we back with a new refreshed energy for 2025. So I feel like this is gonna be a good year for a lot of things, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's this podcast, whether it's whatever it's gonna be. But it's gonna be a good year, man. So I know we want to stay on schedule. We got a few things on the docket. So the first thing we wanted to do was talk about last year very briefly. You know, we did season enders, we did all that stuff. We already recapped it. But man, what did you take away from last year? If anything, you got any takeaways that you can say that you learned, or any trials, any tribulations? What do you got?
Be a dog, continue to be a dog, man. Work hard, play hard. I think after my reflection period that I took, I mean, my biggest takeaway from last year was don't drain my cup trying to fill everybody else's cup. So that's the biggest takeaway that I took from last year, and I'm putting that in motion this year. My cup will not go empty by me trying to fill other people's cups. What about you?
I feel
Mister,
that.
take the whole year off. Now he's back. What
Hey, you know, hold up.
you got?
I had to get my zen. You feel me? But nah, man, I learned a lot last year. Honestly, man, I realized that. Of course, I knew there was a lot of stuff outside of bodybuilding, but really love on your people, man. When you outside, and usually we're so used to being the main character of our own story, right?
Right.
But outside of that, man, there's probably so many people that can use your attention or need your attention. But when it's your time, take your time and actually, dig in, be a dog on the bodybuilding stage, do what you got to do. But also be there for others, man. That was my main thing this last year. Like taking the time away from the stage gave me an overall look at different things like that. And lastly, man, I think if or nothing, if I didn't learn anything else, hey, what they say about the Chiefs yesterday, hey, don't leave it in the ref hands, don't leave it in the judge's hands. If you're gonna do anything, do it to 100% and show up and take what's yours at any given moment, right? So that's the thing I learned last year. Like I said, after watching so many shows, after going to so many different competitions, it's like, hey, do everything you can do, so then that way, whatever the result is, you can be like, hey, you know what? I gave my all, and it is what it is after that.
Right.
So, keeping it brief, like I said, we're gonna keep it moving. What are your plans this year, or what are you looking forward to? You don't gotta tell us no shows. You ain't gotta tell us exact dates. But do you have any plans? Is your schedule already mapped out? And what are you looking forward to?
Absolutely. My schedule was mapped out last year when I stepped off the Yorton Cup stage. Man, but I just look forward to getting back to work, man, getting back on these stages. We call it climbing the mountain again, I guess. Climbing the mountain, man. Just going out here proving why, you know, I'm one of the best to do this classic physique stuff. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, man. Um, and then I got my dog back. So whenever I'm having them rough mornings, hey, I'm gonna call you. Hey, bro. Hey, what's up? So yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to being a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing nothing extra this year. I'm just looking forward to being a competitor and just waking up every morning doing what I need to do so I can get back on top. What about you?
Yeah, the season is mapped out per usual. I knew what I was doing last year. I already knew, like I said, hey, it's like boxing for me. I was like, hey, I already know I got 3 matches I want to go get. I got 3 matches. So
Yeah.
I may be doing anywhere between 3 to 5 shows. Really just depends on how I feel. I made I made a pact to myself, of course, and my coaches that if I ever mentally check out again, then I will not do any other shows after that. So as long as I'm mentally locked in, I'm going to keep competing. Like I said, don't know where. Well, I know where I'm going to show up. Y'all don't know where I'm going to show up. But looking forward to seeing y'all. And the main things I'm looking forward to, I think one thing I got to do last year, of course, I got to enjoy the sport from the outside looking in. And I saw a lot of newcomers. I saw a lot of new guys who um, made names. So I'm waiting to see who makes their name this year. I'm always excited about that because, like I said, at one moment people didn't know who I was. People wasn't saying my name or what show is this guy doing. So I'm excited for the people that we say that to now. Like, who is this new guy and where did he come from and things of that nature. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely, man.
But let's keep it on the up and up. I'm trying to keep this energy all this whole time. So let's keep it on the up and up. Bodybuilding season is live and open. We started it this weekend, last weekend, this weekend.
Yeah, what was
Last
yesterday?
weekend.
18th, 19th?
Yeah. So we started it and it was the Winter Classic.
Right.
This show right here have a very special place in your heart. This is where you went pro at, right?
It is, man.
So one thing we wanted to do this year, not only for specifically the organization we compete in, but in other organizations, we want to try to highlight more athletes. So then that way, the main way of building a community or a real community is actually showing people and getting to know who these people are that's winning these shows. So we do have, it was 2 pro categories yesterday. So we'll mainly speak on the pro categories. The 2 pro categories were figure and bikini, right?
Correct.
All right. So let's go ahead and show the figure women first. So who we got here, Jamal?
So this picture is courtesy. Well, I ain't gonna lie. We took this off the OCB website. So whoever took this picture, we don't want credit for it. We did take your picture. We're just putting that out there. But third place, you got Charlene De Silva, I believe her name was. Second place, you had Angela Hardy. And first place is Jody Seekley Wright. I actually watched the live stream yesterday, and Jody Wright performance was groovy, man. She went out there with a little coat on. If I'm not mistaken, I think she had a hat on, but her whole routine was groovy, man. So it looked like she had fun yesterday on that stage.
And I want to give the major shout out to all 3 of the ladies and everybody else who did this show. Because first and foremost, if you competed at this show, you didn't celebrate them holidays like you're supposed to. So, hey, major shout out to all of y'all because there was no Thanksgiving, Christmas, or maybe New Year's for y'all. But
right.
but on a serious note, anybody who compete in these super early months, man, we know the sacrifice and the dedication you really have to have, and mainly discipline that you have to have going through those holidays to get on stage. Because I know for most of us competitors, maybe the thought in the back of our head is, don't look bad up here. So by that, we always try to be a little bit more disciplined, but I know I'm not prepping through the holidays. You did it, but I think you said you did like an 8-week prep, which is not fair, but yeah.
That one was quick.
All right, so moving into the bikini pro segment. Who we got here?
Pro bikini. All I got is top 3, man. So I apologize to the other 2. But third place, Erica DeCola, I believe her name was. Second place, Bethany. I'm going to screw up her last name, Dugdale or something like that. Sorry if I messed that up. And first place was Casey Brooks. And Eric, if I'm not mistaken, you have a little backstory about Casey Brooks, correct?
Yeah, so Cassie,
my bad.
Cassie, I think she is a member of No Limit Fitness coaching team, coached by Will Carter. Actually, I seen this fun fact. Top 2 both came from the same camp from No Limit Fitness. So congratulations to that whole team as a staff who had 2 bikini pros. And I think this was also both of their pro debuts. Cassie actually just went pro at the Battle of Unrivaled in Fayetteville, North Carolina last year, which was, I think, November. So basically staying on prep. I think she was on prep most of last year. got her pro card in November, prepped through the holidays, and then won her pro debut. So major congratulations to Cassie, which is big time. You know, most people get there and be like, oh man, I'm gonna take this break off and relax. She said, no, I'm gonna go get this pro debut. So that was super dope. And like I said, that's mainly what I know about Cassie. So,
Congrats to that camper girl, like you said. Great job, Cass.
all right. So we have we're gonna go into. I guess we wanted to spruce this thing up, so we're gonna keep it moving. And we have our first segment, which you wanted to add, y'all. The segment we try and get a little bit fancy. So first call out. All right.
Yo.
So our first call out thing is we came across this thing on Instagram. And this is kind of like questions will be, this segment is basically like questions we may get asked from competitors who want us to kind of talk about it or give tips on it. Or if we come across something on social media and it's usually in an uproar or anything like that, and people are like, oh man, y'all haven't talked on this, or are y'all going to talk on this? We're going to talk about it. So, do you have it in front of you, and do you want to read that?
Was it what I sent you earlier?
Yes.
All right. So there's this post. It pertains to the IFBB, but we're going to spice it up and change it around, right? If you are inactive for 3+ years, so that means if you're a pro and you have not paid your dues for 3+ years in an organization, would you remove that pro title from your name/bio, or would you still consider yourself a pro if you had not renewed your dues for that specific pro organization? Go ahead, man. Answer that.
Oh, you want to me up first? All right, man. So we have not talked about this, and me and Jamal are going to get better about not talking about any of these topics until we get online, because then it's just going to be whatever comes out of our mouth. But for me, the way I'm thinking about it is, I heard an opinion that if you haven't competed as a pro, you're not a pro yet either. I heard that opinion a lot. We all know hey, let me cook. So we all know that, especially in the IFBB, since we flipped it to the natural world, or the not enhanced world, sometimes 3 years off is needed for us to grow, right? So if they have competed as a pro and they're taking time to legitimately grow, or taking time off from the stage, but I think 3 years without paying your dues is pretty wild, to be honest. Even if you're not competing, like, I wish that there was this thing where there was like a cheaper cost, for the years that you're not competing. Maybe not the full whatever the amount is, but it's not. Is it in my bio? It might be in my bio. I don't care. I'll take it out my bio if I want to compete for 3 years. Hey, because at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, don't take away any of my accomplishments, but the time that I think I'll take 3 years off, I possibly would be done. So that's just me speaking. But I don't know. I think that's kind of independent based, because some people thrive off of that title. I don't necessarily think we thrive off of that title. You know what I mean? Like, for some people, they hold that hot to their chest as to what they're accomplishing with it, as to the title. We know people, as soon as they win, they'll put whatever in their bio and they live by that, and that's what they are. They show it off, and that's what defines them. But I know great coaches that's not pros. I know great athletes that's not pros. So I think all it boils down to is I really don't care about social media. So yeah, I'll take it out. To answer the question, I'll take it out.
All right. Well, let me choose my words carefully here and wisely.
Yeah, tiptoe.
People on the internet can be these days. So I have my thought process on when it comes to people calling themselves pros when they haven't stepped on the pro stage yet, but that's neither here or there, right? Mm-hmm. So I think for the enhanced league, I think when they put the IFBB title in their bio, whatever, man, I want to say it can help their business. Like, if they're a coach, or if they're a coach, whatever the case may be, I think it will help their business. But for the natural people, like if you have ABC Pro or whatever, I mean, I don't think we really like. It's not that big of a deal to us. So, like you said, I think like I would take it off mine too. I
Yeah,
don't have
and
it
I
on my.
mean,
I think I just got Classic Physique Pro on my bio. It's not attached to any organization, but if it was attached to any organization, I haven't paid my dues in like over 3 years, and I would probably remove it.
yeah. So simple answer, we'll remove it. But I think even like you said with the and I'm not going to dig too deep into that, but these are like the conversation about having it in your bio and having it actually came up in a few of the circles that I kind of roll in, and we're all in the fitness world. So the thing is, it's like to the to the person who's outside the, because we all know that fitness or bodybuilding is its own world. Like outside of this world, nobody knows about it, right? Is they're not that deep entrenched into it. So for someone to say they're an IFBB pro, a person who doesn't know about bodybuilding don't even know what that means. So maybe half the people you're training don't even know what an IFBB pro is.
Right.
Same thing as the OCB pro, same thing as all of that. Like that's why I said those titles are held high to our chest because we're inside of the fitness community and bodybuilding community. But outside of us, I don't think it's really holding at that. Like if you go to your aunt, uncle and be like, "Yo, I'm a OCB pro," they probably gonna be like, "What's that?" Like I get to make money competing. That's what it means, right? So
Right.
I think we hold it high to our chest, which is because it's a huge accomplishment that we put our head down, that we were disciplined to get. But outside of us, we don't really know what that means. So having it in my bio, if that's like the punishment, okay, cool, I'll take it up. So simply put, all right. So that was first call out. We don't want to hold y'all too long. So last call out. Moving forward, Jamal, what do we have coming up next?
Well, first of all, you see that announcement with WNBF?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. The announcement. Let me see. I think they got your category now, right? That's what we talking about.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's talk about that. So I think WNBF has been known for having a very competitive, very complete natural organization. For what I heard, I think they have the overseas bodybuilding on lock as of, up until I think last 2 years. Now the OCB is venturing out there as well. But they never had classic. So did you ever think about competing in the, INBF, WNBF federation?
Well, I started off over there, man. Like that was my first bodybuilding show I ever did was INBF.
Okay. So do
Yeah.
you have your pro card though?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Okay.
I wasn't good enough back then.
So if you guys do not know about the WNBF or fairly new to it, they have super competitive, like I said, overseas and stateside competitions. But they also follow along with the same rule as the OCB, meaning not accepting other pros, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I can double check, but I'm almost positive that's the rule. You have to compete as an amateur if you hold another pro card and you do not hold theirs. So does this sizzle in your spirit to go see what the competition is like over there?
No, it doesn't. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I think they was falling off over here in the States. This is just my opinion. So they was falling off over here in the States, and they're looking for a way to get more competitors to come in that league. So what better way is to add another division? So they finally decided to add Classic. They're a few years behind, but I'm glad that they're giving other competitors that opportunity to, become pros in Classic Physique in that organization. Like, I have no beef, no ill will towards WNBF. They're a good organization as far as I know, but it doesn't sizzle in my spirit to go compete as an amateur over there and try to get a pro card.
No.
And the thing that's interesting to me, they haven't put out their guidelines yet, their criteria yet for a classic, and I just want to know, like, what will the poses be? Because you know, different organizations got different mandatory poses for a classic. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Like just seeing what would the mandatory poses be for, you know, that division over there.
I think one thing I'll be super interested in seeing as well is their worlds competition. And the reason I say that is for the past, I would say honestly, like the past 5 or 6 years, dude, they had probably some of the toughest bodybuilding lineups that I've seen in a very long time. Like a lot of top quality bodybuilders in that lineup. So I'm interested to see did they create this to give some of those smaller bodybuilders or the ones that's not winning that bodybuilding title over there a different lane? Because we all know there's smaller aesthetic bodybuilders that look classic where that may fit them a little bit better. But I did read the comments, and for people who compete in the WNBF, a lot of them are worried like, hey, I'm a pro. And so I also think from my understanding of the WNBF is you can't go pro in one category and compete as another. You have to go pro in that category. So a lot of the bodybuilders over there that I've seen in the comments were like, well, does that mean I have to re-qualify as a classic guy as an amateur? So that will also cause some, confusion as well, or some ruckus, depending on if they will have to go and compete
Well,
at an
as they
amateur
should though, because half of them probably not even classic anyway. Oh, blocky ass waist, talking about I'm classic. Nah, go fucking qualify as a goddamn amateur. The hell?
Is that a shot at anybody? Is there something you need to get off your chest today? Yeah, do we need to start the season off with this?
Oh, nah, hey, listen, you ain't about to get me started. Hey, you're not about to get me started, man. But the one thing they do though, I think they go by weight classes, so that should be very interesting to see what the weight caps are going to be per weight class.
For sure. So that was last call out, but we also have another thing coming up, which we're super excited for. We're excited for this because we have it every year. I think last year, for the people who's new to this or haven't been watching us, we actually been doing this for about 3 years. And we had 3 years of real quality coaches each year. So I'm super excited about this segment because our coaching series is coming up where we have coaches from hopefully all different federations that coach men, coach women, coach anybody, and come on here, share their knowledge, share us how they got in the game. And it's also a way for us to help promote their business while they also share some gems, drop some gems on us. We have a pretty good lineup already lined up. We won't drop the names now, but they know who they are. Other than that, what else we got?
I think that's about it, man. Like you said, the coaching series coming up. OCB season is underway. Yeah. And we're back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you guys do not know, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, follow the Let's Talk About It page. We'll be dropping content on there. And if you are new, like we said, this page is mainly for pure infotainment. So we try to inform you guys of what's going on, give you kind of some insight from 2 seasoned competitors who have probably about a decade or almost 2 decades underneath their belt, and also try to make y'all laugh on occasion.
Oh, one more thing. Wow, it's on my brain, bro. So last week, we seen somebody hop on their IG and start talking about resumes. Drop your resume.
Oh.
Drop your resume. Hey, look. I don't have to drop no resume. Hey, I don't have to drop no resume at all. So y'all drop y'all resumes. I don't have to drop one.
We might have to say that for episode 5.
Hey, nah. So, do you think a resume hold any weight in this bodybuilding world?
I think it do to a certain extent, but to who does it matter to, right?
Right.
I think it's one of those things where a resume is cool, right? And I think the conversation we had was, what's a resume for? When you take it to a job, you give somebody who don't know you your resume, and your resume is supposed to make you look like this outstanding person to get the job, right? But then, usually, in every sport, they'd be like, the people who voting on this stuff don't know what they're talking about. people who doing this stuff, right? The resume don't matter to your peers. Your peers know if you was in there knocking heads off. Your peers know what's going on. Like if your peers ain't saying your name, if you the one saying yo, me, and you ain't doing enough. That's all I'm saying. Like, because it happens if we talking about it, if we're gonna talk about it. You want me hype? If we talking about it, hey, I'm a part of people's resume and they're a part of mine. So what we talking about? What we talking about? And I got my little trophy case over here too now. All I'm saying. But if we talking about resumes, they supposed to make you look good. But all that matters is what happened when you're underneath the lights now.
All right.
Y'all wanted him back. He back.
Listen, if you're gonna put your resume up, make sure you don't put no weak ass show on your resume. That's all I gotta say. Seriously. I don't care if you went to this show and there was 2 people and you was one of the 2. You better not put that mess on your resume. Talking about you, oh, I got first place. We don't care. But damn, boy. My dog back. I like it.
Dress it up and make it real for me. You gotta dress it up, man. Make it look real good. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, my dog back. Look at him.
Is this what you want? We back. No, hey, y'all. Hopefully this gets y'all through cardio. We are back for season 3. I think this is season 3. We are back. So we are super excited. So if you made it this far, comment, like, subscribe. But until next week, peace.
Hey.